What's up, fellow collectors? P-Rockzilla back again, and today we're going to continue taking a look at the PlayArts Kai Near Automata line. I did a review already for 2B, so now we're going to take a look at 9S, and this is the male version of the group. He's the character that you would use on the second portion of the story. This is an amazing game. Like I said before in the last review, at first I was kind of hesitant about playing this game because of, the way the characters looked and stuff. But if you get past that, I mean, the characters look cool. I'm just saying they're a little over-sexualized, but still, because of that, kind of held me back. But anyways, I ended up playing the games. I got the figures. I did the first review for the first figure, so here goes the next one. And I do have the third one coming up later in another review. So let's get this review started. Got it. Alright, so let's take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. And right here you have basically your Square Enix official sticker. This is the deluxe version. You get PlayArts Kai on the side. Let's move this over right here. Then in the back you get a quick picture of 9S right here. And then PlayArts Kai right there. More of the legal information right here. PlayArts Kai logo there. Same thing here. Still sealed. And then if you open up the figure, the flap right here, you have a quick design. This is actual figure in a cool pose. This is the effects he uses in the game. And then here you go. You got the figure right there. So for the other two figures, I did get the deluxe and regular, but for this guy right here, since normally he always has the mask on, I didn't bother getting the regular one because I'm gonna keep him with the mask on. There's no point having two different poses. All right, so let's get this guy. Look at my fingerprints out the box. All right, so here goes the figure out the box and the top clamshell off. Now these have a little funky clamshell where you have to actually go underneath the clamshell to pull this shell out from there. So let's get the box out the way so we can take a closer look at the figure. Let's go ahead and move him in real quick. And like always, let's take a quick look at the figure first. Just to look at the details of the figure. So as you can see, I blocked the white hair since it's blending in with my background. So as you can see, the details are pretty accurate from the video game. I'm hoping these ankles ain't gonna be an issue since they look kind of awkward. All right, so here we go. Look in the back real quick. There he goes right there. And then let's show you real quick what he comes with in the top shell. And he has basically the figure with the sword, his hands, the two cubes, different face sculpts, and a different mouth. And then below that, we're gonna have another shell. Yeah, so these are weird. These shells are kind of weird the way they're set up. So on this one, you have the pod, the other sword. This is the deluxe version right here. This is the pieces that you get from the deluxe. This part of the shell right here. All the effects and everything. This is part of the deluxe. And then below that, you have the base and the two stands. All right, so let's go ahead and get the figure out there, get all the accessories out so we can take a closer look at all the accessories that come with this figure. All right, so here we got 9S and all his accessories laid out. And let's take a look at the figure first. All right, so like I said before previously, this looks just like the figure, the character in the video game. So they did an awesome job of interpreting this character into figure form. So the head, he can look up, that far up. He can look down that far up. And this piece is like somewhat of a soft plastic, so it is a little bit malleable. The head can turn sideways. It can actually go 360. All right, then the arms can go all the way up, about that far. They do twist. 360. The arms do get, let's see how far of a bend. You do get a 90-degree bend on the arms. So that's good. Oh, look, he's dabbing. All right, so that goes good. You don't, I mean, you get somewhat of a little bit articulation right here at the elbow. It does twist a little bit, but most of you don't actually get bicep articulation. It's all on the shoulder. All right. Oh, wait. There we go. All right. So we got that there. He does, let's see if we get some articulation. He does get some articulation in the waist. This is more of a soft plastic too, so it's malleable also. So he does get some articulation at the waist. He can go back pretty far. He can go back about that much. And then he can go forward, as you can hear the crunching, about that much. So that's good ab crunch. The legs, as you can hear the ratchet joints, can split almost like a split. I think that's as far as it can go. It could probably go more, but you are being hindered with the plastic piece here around his jacket. Oh, the legs do come out. That's normal because this is how you would swap out the body part. The lower body part that came with the deluxe version. All right, so then the legs can go pretty far up. So he can somewhat do a Hogan boot. Probably to like a luchador, not no heavyweight champion. All right, so let's get that in there more. The leg, the knees, do get double articulation at the knees. So you should be able to get some pretty cool dynamic posing with him. All right, and then, let's see, you do not get articulation at the boot, the top part of the boot, but you do get ankle articulation here. And you do get toe bend. Get the toe bend, and you don't get any pivot side to side, unfortunately. All right, so let's take a closer look at the figure from behind. Let's fix his toes. You do see the joint here, fortunately, but most times you won't have him pose from behind, so that's not going to cause any damage. I mean, not damage, any cool points to your poses. All right, so you do have him here. Let me just check something real quick on my lighting. Yep, that's too bright. All right, yep, that's too bright there. So I just want to make sure. There we go. All right. So there goes the figure. There goes the articulation on the figure. The pants, the shorts are also soft plastic. Now, what happened with the leg earlier, I'll show you that real quick now. So you can actually pull the leg out. So if you ever want to swap out the damaged lower portion of his body, you basically would just peg this in here like you do for 2B. But like I said, I won't be having him with this. The main reason I got him for the deluxe version is for the bot, because those only come with the deluxe version. He'll be fully clothed when I have him posed. All right, so he does come with two swords. I like the fact that I remember in the game that this is like the gold or yellow version, so they're not identical to the 2B's sword. And then he gets the the bigger sword. You guys know I like big swords. You know, being a Berserk fan, this is a nice piece. So this is the actual handles of the sword. So this pegs into here, right there. And the reason this comes off is that way you can actually equip when you try to equip him with the sword. Let's see which one's the sword. This is the sword right here. So when you try to equip him with the sword hand, you basically would just slide it into the hand this way. And then once you slide it into the hand, let's get a little bit more light in here so you guys can see that better. Once you slide it into the hand there, that's when you will basically attach this portion of the sword to complete the whole sword. All right, so let's bring that back over here. Let's bring this piece here. He does come with this effect piece, and this effect piece basically will go just like this. I'll show you how you equip it. You will take the hands off first. And then once you take the hands off, there's like a little sleeve piece in here, as you can see there. You actually have to pull this out. Once you pull that out, you slide the hand into place like that. And then you peg in the hand right here. And there you go. Oh, I dropped them. No. And then you have the basically the effect piece that you have for the figure that he does in the game. So that's a cool piece right there. Let's take that back off because I'm not going to have the just yet. And then let's put this piece back on. Let's put that there. And let's put the hand back on. All right. So just wanted to show you real quick how that piece goes on there. And then from there, you have these two pieces right here, which these two pieces actually attach to this piece right here. So this piece will go right here. That attaches there. And this is the effect that kind of holds the sword in place. Actually, I got it upside down. There we go, right there. This is the effect that holds the swords in place in the video game. So when you have that piece there, what you would do is just slide this into here. I just want to make sure I got the right way. Yep. And basically when you slide that there, it gives the effect as the sword is being held by this little halo effect here. Circuitry halo effect. And that goes behind the figure on top of this stand right here. So this plugs into the stand. And then you basically plug in this piece here. And then you have a second piece right here that can plug into the other side. And that's for the bigger sword. And then that's for the... Actually, I used the wrong effect. The smaller halo goes here. This smaller halo goes with the smaller sword. And vice versa, the bigger halo goes with the bigger sword. So that's what these pieces are for. So let's take this back off. Let's put that there. Let's put this here. Let's take that off here. And this, like I said, this is the bigger halo effect. So the bigger halo effect goes for the bigger sword. And the smaller halo effect goes for the smaller sword. All right, so you have that part there. You have that part there. And then, like I said, this part right here will plug into the base. Right here, you plug it into there. And just push it in, and you can adjust it. And then that plugs into the base. And then you I'll show you guys that at the end portion. All right, so he does come with his own bot. And I actually forgot about this from the game. It's been a while since I played the game. But I like the fact that his bot has different colors. Now, I know this is, there we go. I'm gonna say, I know it's articulated, I didn't want to break it. So I like the fact that his bot is more of a darker metal, gunmetal, with the red right here and the red on top. That's different from 2B's. I haven't opened up the other figure yet to see what color theirs is. I haven't played the game in a while. And then you do have this stand. This stand is for the bot. So this plugs into to the bot under here. And then you would basically plug in this end portion to this piece right here on the stand. I'm sorry, here we go. So many pieces of this figure. This will basically plug into this portion right here. Like I said, I'll show you that at the end portion of the figure, this part of the review. All right, so what else we got here? So we got the multiple hands that he comes with. You have the two open hands. And then you have the one hand. This is the sword hand. Twist it sideways so you guys can see. This is the sword hand. And then he does come with this hand right here is to actually hold the cube. So this is basically to hold the cube. Now, 2B did not come with this, and I'm happy that 9S came with two of these because I can have one for 2B and one for 9S. In the video game, this is basically the cube that you would do. Basically, before you're about to die in the game, they would take these cubes out and then self-destruct to kind of kill all the enemies on screen. And that's what causes them to have the damaged uniform and damaged stuff. So this one actually holds the cube too right here also. So you can have different hands holding the cube. And like I said, you get two cubes, which would be cool. So we can have them swapped out with 2B. And since we're at the stand portion, so I'll show you real quick. This is the stand with the Nier Automata logo on there. And then basically you would want the bigger stand probably for the weapons and stuff. So that way you can actually have the robot standing taller than him. Actually, yeah, maybe, yeah. So then basically you would swing this down right here. And then that way if you have the figure there, you have the swords floating behind him. So you attach the swords portion of these two pegs right here, and then the robot will go in that portion right there. So that's the stand. And then you get two of these right here. So you get the shorter one and the longer one. The short one I would say would be for the figure, to kind of hold the figure around the waist if you want to keep them on the shelf. And the bigger one is for the weapons and for the bot. All right, so we got that out the way. We got this part out the way. You do get 2 clamps. You get a bigger and a smaller clamp. Just gives you different options for dynamic posing. So you can have 2 separate spots that you want to have the figure with the clamp around them. And then, let's see what else I forgot. The face sculpts. So he does come with, this is the face sculpt that you will have when he has the mask off. And this one is the one that you will swap out with this face. So when he does do the self-destruct, his eyes turn red. As you can see here, he goes from the blue eyes to the red eyes. And the red eye is the one that you would use for the self-destruct. So the way you equip this is basically you have to pull. You see a seam up there on the top of the head, which is kind of like the bangs. You split that open and you pull the bangs off first, just like that. Then you pull the face off. And then you basically swap it out with this one. And there he has the red eyes. Red eyes. My type of guy. And then you basically put the bangs back on, and there you go. So you have the eyes, the red eyes showing. I'm actually going to keep it like that because in the game, oh look, unfortunately, it looks like there was some paint left over on mine, so it kind of stained it a little bit, but it's all right. I can wipe that down. All right, so another thing to remember to do on this head, which I'm going to do now because that's the way I'm going to pose the figure, is basically you have to take the head off. Let's take the head off. And this is only for the mask head. You slide this piece out. Grab it by the chin and you slide it out. And that's when this comes into effect. You have the open mouth sculpt. And you basically use a peg right here. And just match it up. You slide it right into there. And there you go. So this is the sculpt I'm more likely going to use because I want to have him somewhat in a dynamic pose. Since I only have one of these guys, I don't have the Deluxe and regular. So I'll probably have him with his mouth open like that. So just because I don't know, this one is a little too, just a little too neutral, a little too innocent there. So I want to have him with the blast or the effect in his hand when I have him kind of screaming. So yep, basically you adjust the peg up here. And this is a soft plastic. It's kind of like almost like one of the seamless bodies, almost like the 3.0 ones, but not as durable or not as hard. It's a lot more softer. All right, just plug it in, and then you'll hear that popping sound. So there you go. So that's how you swap out the lower mouth portions on 9S. All right, so adjust that. This bag does not come off or open, so please don't try to open that or break it open. All right, so we talked about everything, bots, everything else, the clamps. So let's go ahead and get some accessories on him, and let's do a nice size comparison. All right, so here we got him standing in a default pose just for good size comparison reasons. So let's go ahead and bring in his partner, 2B. And this is the deluxe version with the destroyed body. And here we go. Here we have 2B. Now, let's go ahead and bring in another figure. And let's go ahead and bring in another video game figure. Let's bring in Dante. I'm sorry, not Dante. Dimitri. I'm thinking of the wrong game. Dimitri from Darkstalkers. As you can see, 9S towers over him. And let's bring in another figure. Let's bring in the 3.0 Tyrion. There we go with 3.0's Tyrion. And last but not least, we gotta bring my boy, SH Monster Arts, Godzilla vs. Kong. And there we go. So there's a lot of figures. So now you can know how this figure will fit in your displays and how they size up with other figures in your line if you have some of these figures in your collection. All right, so let's go ahead and get a final poses and some final thoughts going on. All right, so before we go to the final pose, I do want to bring up something. If you guys recall during the review, I did mention something about the fact that he came with 2 orbs, and the fact that I can actually use one of these orbs with my 2B. What I didn't realize when I was going through the hands, I should have realized that when I showed the hands to you guys, was if you look at 9S now, he's currently holding his cube in his hand, and he does come with a hand for 2B. If you notice, the gloves have the white on there. I didn't realize that till now because I had it this way. And if you look at 2B right there, you see how her gloves match. So this is super cool that he comes with a cube and a hand for 2B to hold it. Ooh, I'm dropping the cube real quick. So yep, so he does come with that, which is right here. And that's a cool feature. All right, so here we got him in a dynamic pose. And I gotta say, this figure is kind of surprising me more than I thought. I do know that, you know, the knee joint's kind of ugly right there when you do bend it, but hey, what can you do about that? I mean, I would say out of the 2 so far between him and 2B, I still like 2B better. Obviously, she's the main character and she's cool looking. But he is a nice pickup. He actually, like I said, he surprised me. I thought he was gonna be more of like a okay character figure-wise, but he actually has good posing. And I like the accessories he comes with. The fact that he comes with the extra 2B hand and the cube is definitely a big bonus, because I'm so happy. You know, I didn't know that piece came with the line, so I'm happy that the cubes do come with the figures now. And I'm happy I got them both for both 2B and 9S. Now, the joints were pretty simple to remove the hands to put the weapons on. But that big sword right there is a little bit too heavy for the hand. So if you notice, when he turns back around, like the peg is kind of bending a little bit. I mean, not bending, but the arm is kind of like going down a little bit because of the weight. You kind of have to twist it a little bit more to kind of adjust the weight of the sword. But it's an awesome sword. Look at that thing. I mean, I doubt he is an android, so he probably could carry, you know, wield it or carry it with one arm. But I doubt, you know, a regular person could, other than Berserk. But he does, you know, like I said, this pose, I love the fact that the toe articulation is very good. Where actually will stay on there and not slide off, as you can see from his leg there. The stands are good. The stands, I did have to adjust the bolts on the screws on 2 portions of the stands to make it tighter so it could hold the figure better. But once you do that, it holds the figure awesome. And you don't have to worry about the figure falling over or anything like that. So this is a good stand that comes with the figure. All right, so here we got him in another pose that more than likely I'm gonna keep him in. This is a figure. I mean, like I said before, you did surprise me. If you're a fan of the video game, then I would definitely recommend this figure. Even though you are a fan, I would say out of the 3, 2A, 2B, and 9S right here, I would say he would probably be the last one of the 3 to pick up. I would say the other 2 are more of more memorable characters and more better looking characters, in my opinion. And they are females, so that's another thing too. But if you're, like I said, if you're a fan, I would definitely get all 3. I wouldn't, you know, if you should get the deluxe or regular, that's basically up to you. I would get the deluxe because they come with the bots. The regular versions don't come with the bots, and you kind of gotta have to have the bots with these figures. Would I recommend getting a deluxe and a regular? No, it's just something I decided to do just because I like the way the battle damage costumes looked. So you know, that's the reason I went ahead and grabbed the deluxe and the regular versions. But this is, like I said, it's a good figure. He definitely surprised me. I didn't expect much from him. He looks cool right there. I like the effect that goes in the hand. I like the color of the gold tips on the swords. So this is a good review. I mean, good review, good character. I would definitely recommend if you're into the video game. All right, people. So like always, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please hit the subscribe, that like button, and click the bell notification so you can get notified of my upcoming reviews. And as always, everybody, keep collecting, be good, stay safe, dale.